What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here of Tobacco Talk Media, and I have got this desktop cabinet style humidor sent to me by Vastony, and I'm going to go through it, give you my pros, give you the things I wish would be done a little bit different, and then let you know, well, does it hold the number of cigars they claim? Okay, so let's go through this desktop cabinet style humidor, and by cabinet, it's a really simple and easy definition. It means that you have a door up front that opens up, and it's cabinet style with shelves. That's really the only difference between this style and a desktop humidor that doesn't say cabinet with it. So this one here, if you look right here, you can see that little lever right there. That is how you open it. There is no magnetic closure on it. It is purely the expansion of the Spanish cedar and the high quality Spanish cedar that is claimed in their description and everything that keeps it closed purely by friction. And honestly, it doesn't bang shut. It's got a really good seal. If I go to pull on it, it's got a good tight seal on it. If I open it up here, we can see one big important thing with this humidor that we don't see in a lot of other humidors, at least that hold this quantity, that are usually thermoelectric. This one isn't. But look at the light in the back. The light back here, you can see, in fact, if I pull out a drawer, you'll see it even better. You can see the light right back there. You can see the sort of honeycomb kind of pattern that it has to it that's back inside there. And it's an LED that is all the way around the perimeter, so that not only do you have light from above, you've got light on the sides of each of the trays. Now let's talk about these trays for a minute. So here's one of them. I'm gonna let that close up. So here's one of them right here. So it comes with 3 of these trays, and there's plexiglass in the front and in the back, and they hold quite a few cigars. Now when putting cigars in here, you can see I've got some Toros and Churchills that are in this one. When you look right here, you can see that we've got cigars that are laying sideways. That is because if you were to take the cigar and try to put it in, this is a Churchill, and try to put it in, it's not going to fit that way. Just plain and simple, it just won't fit. So you have to lay them sideways. But when you do that, you do have some room on the side here, as you can see, to put some other cigars, whether they be Robustos, whether they be Coronas, whatever they may be, to still get quite a few cigars into one of the trays. And they're nicely done. You can see here it's got just a nice brass handle right here, just a nice little drawer pull right there. And then the plexi lets you see through. And then on top, one of the things that I love about this, I'm gonna hold the cigars, is the bottom. It is open for airflow. What does that mean for somebody that's new to enjoying cigars? That means that you can have your air circulate within your cigars a whole lot easier than if it's just in one solid tray that's closed with no openings around the side or on the bottom. That's a huge perk for this humidor, in my opinion, especially since it's not thermoelectric and does not have a fan included in it. So let's slide this one in here. Get that in there. So there are 3 different shelves, 1, 2, and 3. So if we take this one out, this one has pretty much all Robustos in it. There you can see the light at the bottom. Very, very bright. You can see it clearly. Looking through the doorway there, it lights things up. Okay, so when you look at the Robustos here, you can see that the Robustos fit quite well. You can see all the different cigars that are in there. You can see some of them that are a little bit shorter, that don't go all the way to the top right there. But you can see that it has plenty of room for Robusto cigars. And I'll go like this to give you an idea. Let's count across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 across. And I'm sitting right now only 3 cigars deep. So if you figure 10 across, we'll call it 4 rows deep with a couple on top. We'll call it 40 just to be a nice round number. So you're looking 40 cigars per tray. And if you've got 3 of them, that's 120 cigars. The claim on this one, when you look at it, is 120 cigars. It says 120 or more because you may have some Rothschilds or you may have some Petite Coronas or things like that. But the claim of 120, it fits that. And what I've done to season mine, as you can see down here in the bottom, I'll pull it out for you, is I just put one of the Integra Boost 69% packets in there. And it is doing quite well with it. We'll throw this back in here so that it can continue working on the humidor and getting it up to snuff. But let's continue on with another thing that I think is really cool. Look right here. Right there, that is a digital hygrometer. Most affordable wooden cabinet style or desktop humidors come with an analog hygrometer with a needle, and you're hoping that it's right around the percentage that you really want to store your cigars, but you don't really know if it's too accurate. This one right here with a nice sort of brass finish on it matches the handle right here. But this one right here is very nice, very clear. You can see it shows the humidity percentage. It says 46%. Obviously, I've had this open quite a bit. I did season this for the last few days and put in that Integra Boost. I did put in a couple others just to get it up, and then threw in the cigars. And it was holding really nicely at about 65%. And again, when using a humidification system, whether it's Integra Boost like I have, or Boveda or anything like that, you're not likely to get your relative humidity inside that humidor to be exactly what that humidity pouch shows. So you may get a variance of about 3 or 4 different percent relative humidity. This was sitting at a 4% difference according to the digital hygrometer that's here. So doing quite well. So here you can see that it's got the relative humidity, but just below it, you can see that it is the temperature in Fahrenheit. It shows 73 degrees. And then if you push a little button on the back, it'll give you the centigrade temperature readout, so that it has both the centigrade as well as the Fahrenheit readings on it. It comes in 2 different colors. This is the black color. I have my thermoelectric humidors, and I've got a few other humidors, and they're all black. And so that is why I took the black one and requested that. But they do have a really nice, I believe it's like a mahogany finish or a walnut. It's a really pretty color, like grain wood look. And so make sure when you check this one out to look and see which color you want to get, whether it was, I think it was either mahogany or walnut, one of the two. Or this black here. Again, I got this because it matches more here in my studio than the brown would have matched. So let's talk about a couple of pros with this humidor. Pro is, I love this easy open latch. It goes flush, it falls into place, but then when you want to pull the door open, there's plenty of resistance and seal around the door here with the wood. And you can see as it closes, and I'm on a little bit of an incline kind of intentionally so you guys can see how it closes. When it closes, it still doesn't completely close all the way because of that tightness with the seal around the door. And so that is a huge pro. In addition to the way that this clasp goes for opening it, there's no handle on the side here. There's nothing indented or carved out into it or milled into the wood. I like this because it's flush, it's simple, and it's easy. And as soon as you let go of it, then it goes right back to where it was. And I like the seal on this door. Now, are all wooden desktop humidors going to have a perfect seal and going to be the best at holding humidity? No, they're not. But with the tightness on this one so far, at least, the way that it came up to the humidity zone that I wanted it to be at and was holding there with the cigars in here, that's a big pro, because a lot of wooden desktop humidors, especially if they have glass on the top or somewhere in it as a display feature or a look of elegance, if you will, then that's actually where the humidity tends to leak out, is at that place where the glass is. So the glass here, in some other humidors, you'll notice that the glass can kind of shift back and forth. There's no shifting with this glass in here, and even with the hygrometer that's in there, there's no wiggle room, there's no nothing. So the glass is in there nice and tight, and it's well built in that area as well. The biggest pro of this entire humidor, though, is that light. If you look there, you can see light. You can see all around the cigars. You can look and see what is on each of the shelves and the trays. Yeah, the top one is a little bit harder to see than it is with the others. But, I mean, if I pull this out and slide it out, you'll see that I've got plenty more cigars up inside there, just to give an idea of what it does capacity-wise. That light is nice and bright. And the pattern that's on the back, that sort of honeycomb pattern, I like a lot. It looks very classy to me and very elegant. There it goes, closing itself again. And I really, really like the aesthetics of this. So if you're in the market for a wooden desktop cabinet style humidor, this is going to be one that you may want to check out, especially with Christmas coming up. There's going to be a link down below where you can go and check this out for yourself. You can pick one up for yourself. So follow that link and check it out. This here, again, it's a Vastony 120 count humidor, and the light on the back does operate with a switch. right there, off and on. And it's not a traditional plug into the wall. It's actually, I'll unplug it and so you'll see it. It is USB. So right here, USB, plugs in, boop, no power. Plug it back in, and we're ready to rock and roll again. So that is how it's powered. So you'll need one of those USB-A blocks to plug it into the wall. But let's be honest, all of us have those charging blocks now, and at least about 20 of them from all the different phones and devices that require them. So I like the ease of use with this. So again, pros, I love the latch, the easy access into it. I love the seal of the door. I love the light. Overall though, this is just a really, really good option for the entry level to, I've been in cigars for 6 months to a year or a few months and I'm just wanting to jump in full force. This is not a thermidor, or a humidor, excuse me, that is going to hold boxes really at all, unless it's a smaller, shorter box like there's an EP Carrillo box that has a smaller format cigar that would fit in there. There are a few others that I know would fit. So if you got a box that was the Arturo Fuente Hemingway short story, that's another smaller box that would fit in here. But this humidor really isn't intended to have boxes in it, in my opinion. This is intended to hold your individual cigars that you take out of the box. You put them in here. You put in some sort of humidification, whether that is, like I did with one of the pouches, or you put a little cup in one of the trays that's got, the beads, whatever it may be. This isn't meant to have active humidification in it because there's really no room to put it. So a couple of things that I wish would be done differently. When we open it up here, I like the way that the drawers slide out nice and easy. But if you're taking them out and going to put them back in, it can be a little bit challenging to line up right here. If you see the groove right there, to line that groove up with where it goes inside the humidor, as you can see right here now. So sometimes it's a little bit tricky to line it up right here, but again, that's a simple little thing, but it's one of those things, there we go, that you just have to line it up and be careful of doing. The other thing that I wish, and maybe on the next iteration or whatever it was, whatever it may be, that I wish this would come with, or an option, is to have an Integra Boost or a Boveda pack or something like that slid in underneath one of the trays, like I've seen done in other desktop humidors, where you can slide the pack in just underneath where the actual tray is. So it would just slide right underneath here, almost where the bottom, where the shelf is, down into here. Since you've got this cavity, make it so that you can put one of those pouches underneath there. I think that would be a really, really good opportunity for the next, release of this, or the next iteration of it. And the other thing that I wish was just a little bit nicer in terms of quality is the plexi that's here is pretty thin. Full transparency, when I received mine, I don't know if it was this one, yeah, it's this one. The back plexi actually had basically fallen off. So there you go. And so you can see right here, I've got some tape that I put. It holds it on, it's fine. It's not gonna cause any problems. I'm gonna put a little dab of glue and it'll just be there forever and it won't cause any issues. But I wish that that was an area that they could improve. Come on, there we go. See, those little guides. Could improve just a little bit. It did come with 3 of the graded humidification little trays that has the little hard foam that's inside it that you put the solution and get everything done and humidify your humidor that way. And there are 3 of them, so there's one for each tray. So it was really nice that those came with the unit. I just chose to go a different route just because I traditionally am not a fan of having those in my humidors, especially when it's a passive humidification system and there's no air movement and things like that. I just don't want to run the risk of potentially having mold. But again, that's my preference. That's not necessarily the way that you want to run yours, because you may be in a completely different area of the country that doesn't have to worry about humidity or warm temperatures or things like that. And so you can put those in and have it stay stable for you all the time. So if you're interested in this, there's some information down below. Please go and click on it and check it out. I want to say thank you to the team from Vastony that sent this out to me and asked me to give my honest thoughts and opinions of it. I think it is a great humidor. I'm not saying that because they sent it to me. You guys know that, like I was just critical in a couple different areas. I'm going to give an honest evaluation, because the last thing I want to do is have one of you decide to purchase this and go, Tim, that's not at all what you mentioned and how you talked about it. So if you're interested in it, information's down below. Go and check it out. It does hold the 120 cigars that it claims, and for that, I think it is a fantastic option and choice for someone that has been into the cigar hobby for quite some time. And they've got 5, 6, 7 boxes, you know, that are 10 count boxes or whatever they may be, and they want to have a place to store them loosely. This is a great opportunity for you to have all of your cigars in one spot, and a great solution for it. So go and check out the information. That's it. Thank you again to the team from Vastony for sending this out. I do recommend it. Go and check it out if you are interested in it at all. But above all else, enjoy your cigar journey, everybody. I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, I'll see you